Pastor Jarrett here, and today I'm going to go through Psalm 1. And it says this: How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He will be like a tree firmly planted by the streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and its leaf does not wither. And in whatever he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but they are like chaff, which the wind drives away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in judgment, nor the sinner in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the wicked will perish. What is the psalm getting about? What is the psalmist getting at? What the psalmist is getting at is beware of the influences in your life. Let's say that. Beware of the influence in your life. They do have effect on how you live. And it first talks about beware of being in the counsel of the wicked. Being the counsel of the wicked. And the counsel is you are sharing dialogue. You are friends. You might even go to this person for guidance. And the wicked, you just not any old sinner. These are people like Hitler. These are like murderers. These are people who we in our society we lock up. We go after. Wicked people, gang members, racist groups. These are wicked people, and it says, do not take counsel with them because they will affect you. The second one is the path of sinners. Now, a little less relationship with them, but you still don't want. Path of sinners means you walk with them, or you hang out in the same area as them, and so it's not as personal relationship, but you still don't want to be close. Engage with them a lot. And a sinner is just someone who actively engages in sin. So they're not as wicked people. They're not doing murders, or they're not Hitler, but they are people who regularly, intentionally sin. And so you don't want to be around those type of sinners. That's still not a good relationship for you to be in. And you don't want to be hanging around those areas. Again, because they have a negative influence you. It's going more likely to cause you to sin. A lot of people would never go and get drunk. But when they go out with their friends who often get drunk, they all of a sudden get drunk. Why? Because when they are around those influences, they do that. There's some people who never would have had sex out of marriage. But because of the friends in their life, they have sex out of marriage. There's some people who won't go see certain movies. They realize those aren't good movies to watch. But because of their friends, they go see those movies. And so the people in your life do have influences on you. And so you be careful of the influences you bring in. The third influence it brings up is those who are scoffers. These are the people who scoff at God, or scoff at religion, or scoff at good things, or righteous things. These are people who don't really believe in good things. These are people I ran into a lot of when the first movie of Captain America came out. When it came out, a lot of people said, I don't like him. He's too much of a good guy. And I like Iron Man because he's a bad guy. You know, he's good, but he's bad. And we like him better. There's similar thoughts about the original Superman versus the new Superman. The new Superman is very angsty, very emotional. He's not like this uber good guy. Where the Christopher Reeve Superman, man, he was the best guy you ever read. He could never do anything harm. And so there is this idea that, you know, we really, you see in society now, we really don't want good guys. Even the good guys have to have flaws. And then so we got this influence on our side of scoffing good thing. The phrase goody two shoes used to be kind of him, but you hear it a lot now. Oh, you're just being a goody two shoes. And you think, well, what's wrong with being good? What's wrong with doing what's right? In the ultimate case, and the real discerning, is when I was listening to radio one day and someone says, Go ahead. Everyone should at some point have an inappropriate relationship of some kind. And I couldn't believe my ears. These are people who are scoffing at good things, and you need to be wary. And it says, don't sit in the seat of scoffers. Don't sit with them. Don't hang out with them. Don't linger with them. And all of them are you don't want to hang out with really bad guys, and you don't want to hang out with people who are regular sinners, but you don't even want to hang around people who are scoffing goodly, godly things. Instead, it says, what you really want to influence, what should be the real influence? It should be God's Word. It should be the Bible. That should be the thing that has influence, right? That is the thing that guides through faith, life, and practice. That is what should be the great influence. God, you need to be active reading His Word. We need to regularly engage Him in prayer. We need to engage Him in singing worship songs. We need to gather around other believers. And these people will influence in a good, godly way, and that we will become like this tree firmly planted in streams of water. And there's a great image of this, is if you imagine a tree in the desert or in the wilderness of the Middle East, and there's a river and there's a tree plant, and everyone else is barren, but this tree that's planted by the water is just flourishing. And that's what it looks like when everything else is dead. When you're planted by the river, when you're planted by God's Word, you will flourish wherever else it fails. And so we need to be planted by God's river, by His living Word, the Bible. And we need to meditate it, we need to think about it, when we rise up, when we go to bed. It should be on our lips, on our mind, and on our action. It should be in us. And so therefore, we will be righteous. But the wicked, those who oppose God, those who sin, those who are actively against God, those people will not stand in the end. They will fade away. And this is a great imagery, as heaven and hell. Here in Psalm 1 is those who are planted in God's Word will and follow and trust in Jesus Christ the Lord. So those are the people planted in by the river. But those who don't, those who are against God, those are the people who one day go to hell to be separated. And they'll be like wind tossed in the wind, chaff tossed in the wind, just blown away. They won't be able to stand before God. They won't be able to stand among the righteous because they have no root. They are not in God's Word. So be careful of the influences in your life. Read Psalm 1. It is one of the great Psalms. Memorize it, meditate on it, and let it nourish you.